Imagine this. You notice several heads turning towards you while you're walking down the street. You feel confident about your look because the clothes that you are wearing were specifically designed to meet your desires in terms of fit, quality, and image. Not only that, but their production has also improved many lives and even helped to boost biodiversity. Now you're on your way back to the store carrying a bag of clothes for proper washing and ironing, and you're wondering which clothes to borrow next. Now this is a very different situation than we have today, because there have been many incidents of farmers dying due to intoxication from the pesticides used for the raw materials, such as, for example, cotton that is used in our clothes. And millions of clothing manufacturers are being forced to work in inhumane and dangerous conditions to make sure that we have cheap and fast clothes in our stores. But did you know that 70% of the environmental pollution caused by clothes happens after the clothes are purchased? So if we would wash at a lower temperature, for example 10 degrees lower, we could already save 10% of the pollution from happening. Now let's go back to the situation I started my talk with. That situation is possible. It is possible to shift fashion from a harming industry to a contributing industry. And let me explain how. 80 billion kilos of textiles are being produced every year. This makes the textiles industry the second biggest water consumer in the world. 1 kilogram of cotton causes 10 kilograms of carbon dioxide emission. 5% of the total landfill consists out of clothes, textiles. And in the Netherlands alone, we're already throwing away 200 million kilos of textiles every year. Now, the main focus of the fashion industry today seems to be the financial profit. Thank you. So, should I just... Okay, then I'm just going to have 2 microphones. And we're thinking about this fashion industry which is polluting and harming, and it's all for the financial profit. And it made me wonder, is it really the only way possible? Or can fashion also be good? And by saying good, I mean, can fashion be ethical, environmentally friendly, profitable for the fashion creators, but yet also affordable and attractive for the consumers? And now that I'm standing here in front of you today, I can say yes, it's possible. It took me 5 years to say that, but it is possible. 30% of clothes that is produced today is never sold. One of the main reasons for that is that the fashion brands don't really know their consumers. So they are designing based on assumptions, and that brings a lot of risk with it. Because if you're designing for someone you don't know, there's a huge risk of those clothes never being sold, or only being sold with a huge discount. And the clothes that we do buy have lost their quality over the years, because the fashion brands and the retailers and the production companies today, they are trying to save time and money that is needed for the production of clothes. So what is the reason behind it? Well, let me explain. If 30% of clothes is never going to be sold, and yet another 30 to 40% is only going to be sold in discount, you can imagine the financial pressure that brands are experiencing. So it's not a miracle that they are trying to economize on the textiles and the manufacturing, but at the same time they are also prepared to spend a lot of money on marketing to catch your attention, so you will buy the clothes. Now the clothes that we do buy, they don't last because the quality is bad. And because not many of us feel really confident when going outside in discolored or disshaped clothes, it's natural that we go buy new clothes. And the cycle of buying new clothes, wearing them out, and buying new ones becomes bigger and faster because the clothes are of bad quality. And knowing that only 70% of clothes will sell, from which 30 to 40% only in discount, fashion industry seems to panic and take fast and thoughtless decisions which pollute and harm. Now, I thought there should be another solution for this. There should be another way for solving this challenge. And I took the time to find another solution. My PowerPoint is not working. Yes. Well, my solution consists out of first of all, a design system. What is it behind it? Well, if fashion brands want to economize or want to know in advance that the clothes are going to sell, they need to know their customers. So I have developed a system that helps to connect with the customers, understand their desires, and create clothes for them. So the first step is that the fashion brand is listening to its customers to understand what their needs and desires are regarding the clothes. That can happen, for example, through social media. The second step is that the fashion brand visualizes their design solutions, and they show it also again to their customers to see if it also fits their aesthetics. From there on, they make the first clothes, and they give those to their audience for trying out. And people who are going to wear it, they can give valuable insights about the lost mistakes that are still on the clothes, which can be eliminated before going to the fourth step. And the fourth step is the real production at the factories. So you only do that when you know that your design is flawless. And the fifth step is the honest communication between fashion brands and consumers. It's about telling what you are doing and what your reasons are behind it. Now, this honest and personal communication will build trust, and it will also help to improve the collections by time. So one of the things that this design system is helping to do is eliminate the 30% of clothes that are produced but never sold. Those are unwanted clothes. But if you know in advance what the desires are, you're never going to produce the unwanted ones. That, in the first place, already saves a lot of pollution from happening, but that's not all. Fashion brands can go even further and produce in a closed loop, which means that the clothes they have created in the first place could be reused and recycled after you no longer want those clothes. Are some of you now getting a little stressed about the price tag? Well, I've also created a design system, a business model for that, so don't worry. I'm helping fashion brands and retailers to shift their business model to another one. And the main changes are that the marketing expenses would decrease and the profit margin would decrease as well without the fashion brands losing money. Instead, they could invest in services towards the customers and in higher quality production, which is also environmentally friendly. So today, marketing costs a lot of money. Fashion brands, they invest a lot of money in the advertisements and the fashion shows, and all of this is meant to seduce the consumers. But if a fashion brand has a dialogue with its customers and it's creating real value, then this superficial seduction is no longer necessary. So that can be eliminated. Next to that, the profit margin is higher than necessary today because, well, 30% is not sold and 30 to 40% only with great discounts. So the fashion brands and retailers, they are trying to get their investment back. But the design system helps to know that 100% is going to sell. So you don't have those uncertainties and risks. That can be eliminated as well. And instead, the fashion brands has saved now quite a big budget. Apart from that budget, can be invested in the services towards the customers, for example, the communication, but also the high quality of the production and filtering, for example, the dyeing water to make sure that only clean water comes into the nature after the production of clothes. What would this mean for you from the change of this whole business model is that you would be able to wear more of this high quality, custom designed clothes for less money that you are spending on one single outfit today. So how would this work? Well, what I'm offering is that the fashion brands wouldn't only offer the sale, but they could also give you clothes for borrowing. So for example, imagine borrowing your winter coat for the winter, or going on holiday and borrowing your clothes in the town that you went to. You would never have to carry a heavy luggage with you to the airport. And another option is that you could try a lot of new designs to see if they really fit your desires and needs and your wardrobe before buying it. For the fashion creators, this option would be beneficial as well, because instead of the clothes hanging in the store and them investing a lot of money in the marketing, now people would be paying for borrowing the clothes and wearing them to different places and events. Those clothes could catch the eyes of other visitors and result in new customers. Do you see? The marketing has shifted from costing money to bringing money in. Now, what I'm suggesting for the fashion industry is to shift their focus from only making profit to creating value and contribution. And the reason why I'm standing here today and telling this whole story, and the reason that I've done the whole research of 5 years, is because I've always dreamed to work in the fashion industry, ever since I was a little girl. There's a picture from my youth. I've seen my mom making clothes for her customers, knitting and reusing wool to make new sweaters. So when I came to study in the Netherlands, I was overwhelmed. I was excited because now I could make clothes and show them at the runway. And then I understood how disturbing it was, that it was polluting and there was so much ignorance about it. It was such a taboo. And I thought, I don't want to work in this industry, I want a different one. And it took me 5 years to develop an industry which is beneficial for the manufacturers, for the textile producers, for the retailers, brands, consumers, and the environment. And now that I have made that, it's my mission to connect with equally minded people and to help to make this happen. Thank you.